Good afternoon, my Tabor City home here. This week's prayer is going to be about people who feel as though they need to minimize or say things about other people in order to make themselves feel good. In my lifetime, um, I have I've been subject to it. Uh, I know that the current fad right now is for people to call it bullying. Um, I'm not a real big fan of that word. When I was a kid, bullying was, the guy who keeps pushing you down on the playground. Every time you try to stand up, he pushes you down and he just won't let you stand up. It wasn't verbal. Uh, so, I don't know. Generations, I guess. Um, but everybody goes through it. And, I think that is actually part of what makes you an adult. How you come to view the world as an adult. Um, and what kind of shapes how you feel about who you want to be. I'm not a person who feels good about making other people feel bad, and I don't like to be around people like that. It's just not who I am. It's not who I would really want to spend my time with. I much rather enjoy people who would prefer to raise people up, and I try both in my personal life and my professional life to tell people good job all the time. Hey, good job on that, good job on this. It was funny. I took my Tabor City home. She ended up ill last week, and I took her to the emergency room, and she's okay. I took her to the emergency room, and nurse came in and started an IV. And when the nurse was done with the IV, I said, "You did a really good job of that. You were really good at that." And I was thinking to myself, you just can't turn it off. And it is infectious. Don't get me wrong. Once you start finding the good, once you start telling people they're doing a good job, you are going to be looking for good. You're going to be that person out there who's telling your kids, "Hey, great job in this. Hey, I'm really proud of the way you're doing it." But if you're the person who's always looking for bad, that's what you're going to see. And so the prayer today is for people whose heart is hardened, and they just can't get past looking for the bad in everybody, and then running around and talking about it. So we're gonna sit here, and this beautiful little plant here is called dianthus, and we are gonna look at dianthus while we say this prayer. And Father, I come before you today to pray for all those people whose heart is hardened against their fellow man. Father, this world is not easy. Being separated from you and in this human form, and our spirit trapped inside of our body is not an easy task. And we appreciate the fact that if only we admit who you are and the sacrifice that your Son made for us, that we get to leave this mortal form and spend eternity with you. Father, those hardened hearts, those people who constantly find fault, those people who always criticize and ridicule, please show them the softness of your love in the hopes that it will soften their heart. Everybody just wants to hear that they're the good son and the good daughter, and know your love, and that is the ultimate goal for us, Father, is to feel your love, and should more people feel your love, then hopefully their heart will be quieted, and so will their tongue. So in your holy and precious name I praise and pray that you will soften the hearts and quiet the tongues of all those who would say evil things about others. So again, the world ain't an easy place. No, the world's not an easy place. I mean, we all deal with it constantly. And for whatever reason, people like to come after other people. They like to say things. They like to be nasty with people. But what I will tell you is, never stop praying for them. You don't know what they're going through in their personal life. You have no idea why they're saying the things they're saying. They may be saying something bad about you because it was just said bad about them, and they want to take that pain and throw it on somebody else. And our place in this is not to for you to take the pain that you have and throw it on the next guy. let that chain break right then and there with you, and instead, pray for the person who's saying things to you, and the next guy who comes along, tell him good job. We are a nation that needs to be known as Christians who love. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Christians who are, just weird, freaky love, and who don't hold each other accountable, and who can't figure out how to do the right things. We need to be on the right path. We need to be a family, and being a family, we hold each other accountable. So, from my Tabor City home to you, God bless you. We love you. If you need somebody to say a prayer for you, just send me a message, and I will definitely include you in a prayer. And, good day. God bless.